Parents, why do we try so hard? Old thank you notes. And which came first, the Hummer or the Hummer? All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do.
Ooh, that was a creep out. It's a creep out.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Hi, Melissa.
For those of you tuning in for the very first time, where the fuck have you been?
Thank you. Start out with the shame
Amy?
and a wag of the finger. And that
We
should
are-
make you feel right at home. We are what?
We are Amy Fugazi and Melissa Brilliant. We are here to catch up and entertain. And if you get a giggle between what was my first word? Parents, why do we try so hard?
That's right.
And bye! We have done our job.
And you are in the right place.
We are friends from college, more so after college.
I think so. Mhm.
But we are sharing our lives with you. And what we love the most is when you share your life with us. And you are thinking right now, I just met you. Well, how could I do that if I really wanted to? Well, I'm here to tell you. You can write to us at brilliantobservations@gmail.com. You can go on our Facebook page, Brilliant Observations. Check out our group on there, which is Brill Obs Squad. I never know what to call it. Is it because I'm old? Is that
The
why?
consortium. Yes.
Yeah, that word's not coming out of my mouth,
No,
though.
it's also a place you don't want to go. So, yeah.
Right. I feel very culty when I even hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And you could find us on Instagram and Twitter. Listen Brilliant.
For sure.
We're everywhere.
Super active on all of these social spaces.
Well, we're super passive, but we are present. Just because you're passive doesn't mean you're not present.
I
And
mean,
I'm
really,
thinking-
guys, I'm cutting in because really,
Go ahead.
guys, do you need one more stream of social content in your life? These social feeds are there for you. We put them there for you, dear listener. And what do you do with them? You just neglect them.
I don't think I like how you said dear listener.
What?
Dear listener. It's kind of violent.
Well,
It's only to be said with kindness.
I have had a week straight with my kids, not to be confused with a quarantine year straight with my kids.
Strange how spring break and going nowhere is more painful than like the day to day where you know it's coming and you have a routine to spring break where there's nothing to do.
Well, truthfully, it was really tricky in our house because we have a sophomore in high school, we have a 7th grader, and the college kid is away properly at college. So the sophomore in high school throughout this year has had a missed assignment or two or 9,000. So in an effort to right that wrong, we have been tackling Mount missed assignments. And the real challenge here is that the missed assignments are so old, it boggles the mind for both of us to have to try to catch up. It's the kind of thing where, I don't know if you had this with your kids. I definitely had it with mine. Pick a grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, when the assignments were clearly not doing anything for them. They were just, that was still
Busy work.
Yeah,
It was busy work.
That's what you call it. Was just busy work. And there comes
Yeah.
a point when some busy work is okay because the rest of the class has to catch up, and it's 2nd grade. You're not missing out on college prep. Like, you'll be okay if you take a day or two, but they're so fucking bored and they don't want to do it. If the whole point is to keep me quiet and entertained so that something else can occur, I can do that in another way, my children think, right? I don't even know what. I can draw a picture that I like instead of doing these 6 math problems that I could have done in kindergarten. Like, whatever the thing was, they resisted doing it so much that it became a huge battle. And that battle is back.
Oh, great.
We're now doing
In
it
10th grade.
We're now doing it in 10th grade because it's a missed assignment, which was a study prep guide for a test that has already been taken from last semester. And it's like, guess what?
Taken and graded and moved aside.
But guess what? When you have Mount missing assignment on your permanent record now, the colleges look and go, hey, bud, why you got so many missing assignments? Hey, bud, why you got so many unexcused tardies? Unexcused tardy?
I dropped you off one time.
When I drop your ass off at school and you can't saunter up into the building in the proper amount, because it's the kind of thing where if you're not there, at the stroke of because I said so, the teacher somehow doesn't mark you in or whatever happens, then the entire day you have to like physically go to the principal's office and get a pass and stand there and I guess kneel down and bow to the master. Whatever the thing is you have to do to get that tardy excused on the day. He's not fucking doing it. So now there's like, I'm just looking at it and thinking, what the
I say who?
I wanted a spring break too. Didn't happen.
Well, spring break happens when they go back to school. The weather is nice and you are, God help me, home alone.
All of those things are true today. They are back at school. The weather is nice. I am home alone. And I have some meetings booked for the rest of the day. So I'll be popping off this and doing meeting. But the hardest part about today, aside from, it really was a tough spring break because mentally he couldn't get his head around the idea that I can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. I'm doing remedial ass bullshit as a punishment for my own, mistake.
Does he understand that it's for his own mistake? Does he understand that part? No. So then don't say that part, because if that were the case,
he just says it's futile here. You just, there is 0 point in doing this. And I'm like, the point is, because I was assigning nobody wants to talk about homework on this show. I'm just saying it was god awful. This morning, I'm here through the headphones listening to the soft hum of buzzsaws just outside my window.
Oh, nice.
And the faint waft of ever-present sawdust, which is what I will smell for the coming month.
As they cut down all the trees in your backyard?
They are what do you call it? Clear cutting. The acres and acres and acres of woods that abut our property and have been sold to a greedy pants developer. So I'm losing the trees. It's
my God, that makes me so sad.
It's very sad because you can hear it coming. It's like a storm in the distance. You can hear it and then you can smell it. I mean, the sawdust smell is really bizarre.
This is a Dr. Seuss book that I think they're discontinuing. I think they're no longer printing this one.
It's no good. In the end, years from now, I was going to say, it'll be fine. In the end, that's not true either. Years from now, it'll be over. But right now, we're in it. And it's just
years
sad.
from now, we'll be living in the sack. So it won't matter as much.
That's right.
Dear listener, again, if you're new to this, Amy and I have plans with our spouses, all in retirement, and I think 3 other couples, to find ourselves a cul-de-sac. And we are all going to live there. With we have a clubhouse. We have
a drug-addled commune, but
yes, that's what we're doing.
With funding though, and nice kitchens
and fun drugs. Mm-hmm. You make it sound like we're seeking help for something. We're not.
No.
So I have to tell you, I have a neighbor. I told you before, I believe, who sold their house for $100,000 over asking.
I heard it, and I thought, wow, that sounds pretty good.
I said, it's time. It's not time. Shut up. It's not time. It's time that I start going through this house, and I'm going to go room by room, and I'm going to purge.
Why?
This is going to be I've been home for a year, and if I haven't touched you, clothes, we were like, if you haven't worn me in 2 years, well, I was going to wear it last year, but we didn't leave the house at all. So no more excuses. I'm going to do a great purge. I'm also a different age than I was the first time. I thought, should I keep this? Should I get rid of it? So as I enter a new age bracket, did you ever notice that on surveys you fill out?
Oh, I noticed.
You went from this age bracket, which included your age, and you like skated in with the 24-year-old.
When you have to fucking scroll, when they have the list of ages, and I have to use the scroll bar to get down to my age. Yes, I've noticed.
Yeah, and sometimes you get really lucky and somebody doesn't care that you're cuspy or over something, and you're included with people who are way too young for you. I love it when
it's like 18 and plus. Yeah, baby.
You like lean a little to the left. Plus. Yeah, right.
Emphasis on the plus.
So I'm now in an age where I probably shouldn't be wearing that outfit anymore, or I'm in a physical state where I should. Here's my chance to purge.
Okay.
So that's
point of order, Senate. Point of order, Senator.
Robert's Rules of Order are not common on this podcast. Gavel,
I'm
gavel.
curious. Did I miss? Are you entertaining in any corner of your brainus the sale of your homestead?
So no, selling the house is not imminent and probably not for, let's say, 5 years. But there's, what do I need?
Okay.
5 more years of.
See, this is why you're successful. You're starting a task list and executing against it for something that is a hypothetical possibility 5 years from now. I can't stop eating Reese's Cups today.
Are they
for the
egg-shaped?
obesity that visits me today.
Are they egg-shaped?
Today. Yes.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
they're the egg-shaped. Why are they egg? They're not even whatever they are. And that's the thing. Reese's Cups, they're not whatever. Reese's products, the trees at Christmas time taste like
Crack.
shit. They're gross. They have to be shaped like an egg. Otherwise, they're no good. There's no other shape that's good. When they start putting those corners and funks on, no, stop it. I even tried the ones with pretzels in. I tried the
Why?
one with Reese's Pieces in. I tried the one with a mallow top on it. I did.
They're perfect just the way they are. Why mess with
I
that?
have a Reese's situation. Do you know our friend Janine?
I do.
She
met.
has an Oreo situation. Okay. Whenever there's a new Oreo flavor, and that could, wait 30 seconds, poof, there's a new Oreo flavor. Whenever there's a new Oreo flavor, it's their family tradition to go buy it and try it. Always. New Oreo flavor, let's go. So they get it, they try it, see if it's any good, see if it's not any good, but that's their thing, right? I inadvertently, I have stumbled into a Reese's parallelogram where I do the same thing.
Or just parallel.
Anytime that there is a new Reese's product, I'm going to buy it and try it. I love those Take 5 bars. And they're not even really properly Reese's. It's just a bunch of shit that they rolled into a Reese's colored packet and somewhere put peanut butter on it.
My daughter loves
They're
those.
fucking good. They're fucking, I don't know why people have to be so hateful about my Reese's.
She loves those Take 5 bars. She loves
They're
those.
very good, y'all.
I like the peanut butter all right. As somebody who, I don't love Reese's the way you do. I could eat a bag of Reese's Pieces like I was getting paid for it. And I have, even though I wasn't.
Not all Reese's products are the same and not all are consumable. So you got to just understand.
They're not all created equal. Correct.
No, you cannot eat those stupid, idiotic cups that your grandmother puts in a bowl that are all wrapped and there's too much chocolate to peanut butter ratio and you got to wait 10 seconds to unwrap the fucking thing. And by the time you get it in your mouth, it's half melted and it's no good because it's like, this is chocolate with peanut essence. No, I'm not going to
And it's been sitting there for 4 years in the same candy dish.
participate. It's no bueno.
So I have this issue where I'm not a Reeseaholic. I'm a chocoholic, and I know what really good chocolate tastes like, and Reese's does not have it. They just don't. It's wax, but that's neither here nor there. It still is crack addicting to eat a peanut butter cup all the way around or put your thumb through the middle. Oh my God, I'm drooling.
Yeah, I mean,
Put
if
your
you were on
thumb
a
through the
desert
middle.
island with a Reese's cup, we're done.
I don't need
I'm
anything
happy.
else.
I'm just ready.
I don't need you to change the proportions. They really are perfect just as they are.
That's right.
The eggs are really good because they have that same edge of more chocolate
very
and the
similar,
dense
yes.
peanut butter in the middle. It's got a
Yes,
similar.
they kept their ratio going. They know what they're doing. That's
They do.
right. That's right.
We have a very dear friend who traveled this past weekend to go with his daughter to Hershey. His daughter and his wife.
Very good.
He's actually a listener of ours. He actually sent you candles in the past.
Oh, and I
And
burned through them all, and I kept the little candle holders
Yeah,
as
so-
a memento.
That's Rusty, and he traveled through town again on his way home from Hershey. And I said to his super shy daughter, did you eat the chocolate at the factory? Did you? Now she thinks I'm fucking crazy and is not talking to me at all. But what I discovered living this close to Hershey is that is where they also make Twizzlers.
Yeah.
And if you have never had fresh Twizzlers,
you haven't actually
you-
had a Twizzler.
you haven't had a Twizzler.
That's right.
You've
That's
been
right.
chewing on like the inside of a tire your whole life.
I don't think people understand how good we have it because when I go home to see my parents, which I used to do before Korova, we would go there a lot. Okay.
Right.
And we would always go to the Hers Potato Chip Factory. And if you have not had fresh off the line Hotsy Tots,
Oh my God! As they
it's
shake
a
the
Hers
salt right
potato
through the
chip.
Ugh,
Sweet mother of Jesus on Easter week.
they're warm.
They're super delightful. And then they do good things there. Like they chocolate cover the potato chips, which seems awful. But then when you eat it right, fresh from the people who know what they're fucking doing. Oh my God.
In that factory store, you can
it's
try
so good.
all the rare flavors they have. I remember I took a class there, bringing home to my family initially when it was new, like the ketchup ones, the pickle ones, and even like flavors that don't exist anymore because, oops, that didn't work out
Right. Oops, all oxtails. Yeah, no. Look, I'm super curious. What class did you take at the Hers factory? Were they teaching you how to eat potato chips? Because I could teach that class.
Yeah, I brought a class of children there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you, because I'm like, what the fuck is she learning at the factory? I mean, they do have really cute conveyor belt tours.
I would love to take that's what we did. We watched them.
And they show you the dusting room where they make their fake pretend Doritos, which are total shit, not worth buying, but fun to watch being made.
Because these kids were deaf that we brought there.
Right.
It's all visual. Like, it's amazing. And then when they started from the potato, as they lift the truck and they shake the truck to get all of the potatoes off the truck.
Because they don't want to go in because they know it's certain death.
Death.
That's
like
right.
What did they say? Fishing, the fishermen have a very dangerous job, and Hers factory outlet employees go in
slices. Yeah.
That's it. So they shake the truck and all the potatoes fall out. So these deaf kids, all visual, watched from potato to that shaking tray where they put the salt on and put it in their pie hole, and then their eyes lit up in a way that I'm sure mine did too, but to see it on this little kid was magical. So when your son says to you, I can't fucking believe I need to do this outline, when normally on a regular spring break, he is eating the shake off of a Hers factory machine, he's right. Like, boy, have times changed.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else. I thought you were going to say, when he says to you, I don't have to do this fucking work, I'm going to drive you to the Hers factory and you're going to look at the driver of this potato shaking car, because that's the rest of your life. Do you want to be in the potato shaking truck, which is a great job for a day? And then you think, I did this yesterday, and these potatoes and the vibrating of my spine when I have to shake the truck to get the potatoes out, and I'm a potato hauler. Is this really... Wasn't it worth it for me to do that advanced chemistry lab? Couldn't I have just done that and then not have to shake potatoes? What do you think?
Do you think that he would have that amazing insight if he was driving that potato truck?
No.
Do you think
that guy? No amazing insights for my child. I'm still hung up on him. I want to go back to the Hershey factory. They have chocolate there.
Yeah, so you go through, you do a ride. They have all the rides. It's an amusement park outside, but they also have a chocolate tour. But when I went into the shop and I saw that these were just sealed Twizzlers, I just cried as I ate it. I'm like, it's melting in my mouth. My teeth were first thinking, oh God, this again. And then when they felt the ease of chew with a fresh Twizzler, it was a religious experience.
It's okay to decay this way.
Yeah, here, I'm willing to die on this,
this
Twizzler.
That's the Twizzler's motto. It's okay to decay this way.
For fresh Twizzlers. Fresh Twizzlers, down on your mom. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the way. That's the way to go. I walk by them in the store now, and I think, I'm so sorry that you're aging this way. I'm aging this way too. I understand.
The Hershey's tour and the Hershey's factory and the Hershey's spa, where everything they do is chocolate. If you want to, everything is chocolate. I got to admit, I feel like it's too much chocolate when I'm over there. I really do get like, okay, it's enough with the chocolate. I do. I super do. I don't know that I would ever feel that way about peanut butter, but I do about the chocolate.
I guess that's how I feel at Disney. I get it. You're fucking Mickey. Move on. Like,
it's a mouse. Goodbye. Yeah.
You drank the Kool-Aid here, but chocolate is something I physically get endorphins and joy from. And a fucking mouse or a princess is something I audibly roll my eyes about and walk away from with derision. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
It is.
It is. You shouldn't have it, but it's definitely the right word.
That's the newest Disney animated movie, Derision.
So there's a new holiday on the calendar that Amy has placed there, and I'm wondering if she would like to share the new holiday with us.
I learned about it late, and I'm very grateful that I learned about it late. It's a real thing. I don't know.
It's not just called Father's Day?
Nope. Nope.
All right.
Nope. Look at the date on the calendar. It's March, whatever is it? March 14th? That's not Father's Day, is it?
No, Father's Day's in June.
Okay. February 14th is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
March 14th is officially, look it up on Wikipedia, kids, Steak and Blowjob Day. To which I replied, when is Creme Brulee and Cunnilingus Day? Because that is the day that I would like to celebrate. We might be able to celebrate that all fucking year. Right? I think so. Steak and Blowjob Day is a real thing. I don't know who celebrates this shit. I think it was created by some sad incels who decided that Valentine's Day was corrosive. I don't know or care. All I hear every year is, we missed it again. And I'm like, yep, sorry.
You know that for Valentine's Day, Reese's comes out with a heart.
What? Oh, is it though as big as a plate?
Oh, I don't know.
Kind
but
of.
they take advantage of every holiday to reshape their joy.
Oh, if there's little ones, yeah, I'm sure I've had those. But I mean, the ones where they, like the gummy bear that's as big as your torso, I'm not going to participate.
Who's going to eat that?
It's gross. And, the kids always want to buy it. It's $40. And then they look at it, unwrap it. It's sticky. They take a bite. They throw up. We put it in the trash. It was like, thank you, $40. That was not worth it.
It's not sad enough that you bite the ears and face and ass off a bunny every year. That's not sad enough. Just seeing a bunny torso in a little box or a wrapper.
Do you buy the bunnies? Do you do any of this pagan chocolate? Or do you stick with matzah and self-righteousness? Which is what happens on... What do you do? Do you get the chocolate too? Are you allowed to?
I really want to answer you with the self-righteous comment. I really, really want to do that. But I know better, and I think you do too. The Russell Stover bunnies, the milk chocolate bunnies, are perfection.
Not a girl.
And I think I said last time, I don't need the crispy. I don't need the nuts. Their milk chocolate is enough to put on the COVID 15 pounds again. To get the call from my mom that says, ooh, I saw that
You
post.
might have a new Peloton leaderboard handle if it's Russell Stover Bunny. Yep.
They're just... Mallory said, can I have one? And because I still Instacart. So 5 of them came in the Instacart. So I put her name on it so she knows which one she's allowed to eat. I even put Ethan's name on one, but he's clearly not eating carbs. Although he is away this weekend. And I'm confident he is now visiting where he's going to school, where they put thick, pulpy, seasoned French fries in the middle of sandwiches. He's going to Pitt, and Permanti Brothers makes all of their sandwiches with a layer of whatever you get, pastrami, coleslaw, cheese, and a whole layer of French fries. Oh, and French fries on the side.
Don't they do like a deli tray, like a cafeteria style tray? You know those sort of the red tray that you slide along the metal bars when you're picking things out of an automat?
In prison,
yeah, sure. Or in a school when you would go to the cafeteria.
I only know them from not sledding with them.
Okay, so they take one of those and load that fucker up with French fries and then cover it with things. I've not been, but I friends would rave about this. Isn't it something like a poutine style gravy? And talk me through the tray, the proper tray filled with fries.
So what you don't realize is I didn't go there drunk or as a student. I went there with children, so I ordered sensibly. So I am not aware of that, but I'm sure they do.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Speak of my language.
I'm very angry with you already.
Well, you didn't order it for the table. When I go
with you. Listen to me now.
Listening.
What do you think college was for?
Well, yes, but I wasn't there in college. I was there with...
No, stupid. What do you think college was for? To train you how to inappropriately order with your children. As a celebration. If you can't let loose and order the stupidest thing or all of the desserts on the menu or buy the fucking gummy bear at least once, I've lost faith. You should sell your house.
Room by room. I'm going room by room.
I'm sorry to call you stupid. It felt so great. I swear. I saw my friend. I've never done it. I saw my friend do this to her husband. They're totally in love, so it's a complete joke. But he was acting like an imbecile, and she looked at him and she said, "Go away, stupid." She just called to his face, and I never laughed harder in my life because it was just to call somebody to their face. Like I'm used to saying stupido or stop acting stupid. Go away, stupid. His face, and he's like, boop, boop. And then he went away. So I'm like, oh my god, I gotta do
it
this
worked.
Again. All right,
Wait a minute,
back
it worked.
to the ordering. Why have you never avalanched ordered with your kids? That's forced family fun.
I guess it is, but we all struggle with eating, and we can't have that kind of fun with food, or we're a downward spiral. I mean, I had a friend who was supposed to come visit yesterday with her family, and it turns out she did not drive through Pennsylvania. So I had some snacks and treats in the house that I wouldn't normally buy because I try to be better now. I'm not better. Dear listener, I'm not better, but I try to be better. So 7, 8 o'clock comes around. Stuart has just worked a 12-hour shift.
That's a long
and those
shift.
treats are screaming our names. I think I ate an entire coffee cake and and there's a apple crumb pie downstairs that's whistling right now. I'm sure you can hear it. It's ridiculous. So we hit that on our own. Do you hear it whistling?
I'm here. I'm listening for the pie.
I knew you'd hear it. So it talks to us. So when we go out and celebration for us can't be extreme when it comes to food. We had that on our sandwich. Isn't that enough?
No.
I needed to get the tray.
No. Yes.
When I go
don't
with
know.
you order it for the table and we
don't-
can all enjoy.
I totally support you. You run a far tighter ship and have a better life than I do. There's no question. I told you
not
I
true.
sent you that trophy and I meant it. One of these
That
days
is not
you're going to have to
true.
fish it out of the Goodwill bag that you put it in.
Oh, I
And
have it. It's in my kitchen
you have
next
to take
the
a photo and share it because you are the greatest person. I sent you this trophy. It's the fucking truth. Here's what I'm trying to say. So I support all that. I don't do those things in my life. I wish I did. But here, when you're out in a public place, in a restaurant, to over order in a restaurant as this crazy indulgence, to be in the Hershey chocolate factory
In an
and
experience.
eat all the things. There's no risk there because they take it away from you eventually. They kick
true.
you out. The place will close. The tray will
Lights
get
out,
cleared. You
meatball.
won't finish it. To order I'm saying if there is the table-sized hamburger that if you eat it will give you a name on the wall. There is the 6,000 wings or whatever, the ice cream sundae that 6 people have to eat. That shit needs to be ordered. And it's not a thought. You don't sit here and go, you just
my God.
fucking do it and that's it. That's why you have a job, to
Think if my
afford the stupid order and then buy it. And then you come home and the kids go, and we got a milkshake that was big as my whole house. And I swam in the milkshake, the whole thing.
Okay, well, that brings me to the things we do as parents to create memories for our children. To create memories. I will tell you that I'm ambitious, I work hard, let me try something new, working wise, count on myself, husband, took an opportunity. He sought out a cruise line several years ago, and he said, if I could bring you a physician to staff this cruise line for all of its voyages, they said, we will give you a free cruise anywhere in the world that you want.
Hey-ho!
So he went to his partners and he said, there are 12 runs of this ship, and if we can staff this, you can get a free cruise. I don't think they got a free cruise anywhere in the world because he did it. He got one, but they can cruise anywhere they want to go. They can bring their family for free or whatever the deal was.
You come work it and you get that week or whatever.
Yes, or your family gets that week and you're working it. Little did they realize that if you are a ship doc, it's a 24/7 job.
Oh, fuck.
It is not 24/7, and if it's
Somebody's
7,
always sick. Yeah.
well, somebody always has always over drinking, passed out in the elevator, rectal bleeding. Like they had old people who like to cruise. There was that set of issues. There's always something. So it was not enjoyable, but as a thank you from this cruise line, we got a free cruise. So I'm sure they assumed we'd go to the Caribbean, but we had 2 children. I want to say 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 5 and 6.
I mean, they were your kids, so y'all let you pick the age.
They were young, right? So we took them on a cruise through Europe. We took them on this amazing cruise, right? Do they appreciate it?
No.
Not do they? Mallory yelled at me yesterday. I can't believe we got to travel when we were too young to remember anything or appreciate it. How could you do that? That was so dumb of you. Thanks,
Yes,
honey.
the rectal bleeding European tour wasn't worth it, Mom.
So basically what we did for these kids, because we knew they were young and they weren't going to remember our trip to Greece, our stops in Italy. Like, if they're not going to appreciate mommy getting loaded on limoncello right out of the limoncello spout. Like they're not going to appreciate any of that. But Stuart said, as we got off the ship at every single stop, 8 stops, whatever it was, we have to take 30 pictures today. You cannot get back on that ship until we have taken 30 photos in each port.
Wow. Okay.
Which was a really great idea, but we made a
anyone
stop.
who knows me is that I would take 30 pictures before I got off the boat.
In the first 10 minutes.
Yes,
right?
of my feet walking. I take tons and tons of pictures. I never look at them again. I don't do anything with them. I just have massive digital caches of photos that will be very incriminating to future generations. But taking the photos, not a problem for me. How was it for you with your 30 minimum?
Well, when you have kids and it's summer and it's fucking hot and you're in Pompeii and I read them the Magic Treehouse book before. Can we take a sec? I used to be such a good mother. I really did. I combined
got a trophy, guys.
The teacher in me and the mother, and I gave them with every breath I had. We talked about how, digging up, we found this ancient civilization. Like, I read it from a book they could read on their own to a book I had to read to them to all this information. And then we disembarked and we went to Pompeii, where it was maybe 107 degrees and they were both physically melting and they were mentally melting. And Stuart's like, 30 fucking pictures.
Happy holidays.
Their
It's rectal
families
bleeding
around
and we're
us.
now Pompeii.
We're terrified. We're like, and then we're like, this is the fucking Colosseum. Do you know what happened here? Like, Mommy read us a
It's
book.
going to happen to you.
Can't we just go on the ship? I just want ice cream. Like, they were, but we wanted to give them this experience. And the only way we have it now is in the 30 pictures we took minimum at each port. So we killed ourselves to make that great. And they just wanted the ice cream. They just wanted to go back to the room because Ethan's bed was ratcheted up into the ceiling. So at night they would take the little Allen wrench and and then it fell down from the ceiling. So when we left in the morning and came back, it wasn't there. They put it away so we'd have space in our room. And then when we came back again, boom, there it was. Like, it was magic to them. We went on $1 million trip because even though they paid for that, we still had our flights to Spain and home from Italy. Wonderful. Loved every... Oh my fucking God. What do you remember?
Right.
I remember Ethan's bed lived in the ceiling. Like, oh my God, why did we do all of that?
They had ice cream on the boat. Yeah, so you can get that fucking Denny's. I know. It's really amazing. I've got a similar story. Years ago, a woman, I don't even remember who told it to me. I can just picture her face. She was like, yep, 5 kids. We took them all to Disney. By the end of the week, they were asking us for like bags of rocks at some gem mining thing. So it's like,
oh my God,
here's $40 for a bag of rocks. What the fuck am I doing? And I'm like, that's Disney. I agree. Take it.
I've seen those
my
rocks.
Retirement. Here's your mesh bag full of trash. Yeah, it's just nonsense. And we do it. And we do it for some things. We do it because it's the idea of, why else would I cultivate and sacrifice everything in your life if not to give you experiences that I couldn't even dream of? Why else, right? So that's partly on us. Then the other part is when you get there and all the shit's going sideways and the only thing standing between you and 30 seconds of fucking silence is a $40 bag of rocks. Take it and I'll pay you $80, right? So, I mean,
I'm not saying we didn't have gelato at every stop.
Right.
And every lunch, we tried pizza in 7 different cities. They just wanted pizza and gelato. And let me tell you, that was a religious experience. We grown-ups ordered other things to supplement who had the best pizza. And that was our test. But do you know what we paid to come on this trip? Do you know what we did for you? Do you know...
Yeah, this is like second house dollar value. Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's
and I even like lesson planned my way through it. I'm like, okay, we're stopping here. We're going to be in Croatia. All right, so Dubrovnik, and all Dubrovnik was for us. First of all, it's fucking gorgeous. Kids don't care about that, but it was like Fifth Avenue. It was the most expensive stores I've ever seen in my life, and I thought, I'm on a cliff here looking out over water and Givenchy is right there. Like,
Right.
why are these things? I
Right.
just felt like I'm with the kids now. Why?
Yeah,
why?
mommy, I'm hot.
Let's just get fucking gelato and call this a day. But there, we have a photo album that I made. I also did my grandfather. Where does my mother get it from, right? Where does all of that come from? My mother's parents. My grandfather always wanted to travel. He wanted to see the world. He wanted to stay at a hotel for 10 minutes. Nope, we're not doing that. His wife would tell him, we are staying home. We're going nowhere. This is our life. This is she said no to everything.
And like not in a George Bailey kind of a way.
No.
Really more like a Shawshank Redemption kind of a way.
This is it. Like let's insulate and keep everybody right.
Gotcha.
This is it.
Yep.
She was an only child, right. So I have a picture that I laminated of my grandfather because he has since passed away. And I took it everywhere we went. It was like my flat Stanley. And I had the kids at Pompeii hold up a picture of Poppy. And we did a photo album for my grandmother. And when I went to visit her in the home, I said, Nana, look, Poppy went on vacation. And this is where he went with my children. And I gave her this book through one of those, I don't know, Shutterfly things. And she sat there and I'm like, okay, turn the page. She's like, I can't. She just went. It took her, maybe it was a 30-page book. And it took her like 4 hours to see him at all these places. And, she's looking at my kids with their young, wrinkle-free faces that I want to punch.
Stuart with his finger on their neck saying, take the fucking picture.
You know exactly what happened before every picture is taken. He even got one of those claws that holds the camera for you or your phone. Oh, it was actually a camera. So he put the camera on one of those gorilla pods. Those claw things that you can wrap around something and it could take a picture. But he put them all on the floor. So it looks like we traveled with a mouse who from a very low height took a picture of all of us way up in the sky. Super fun, super great. And Nana absolutely loved it and cried and looked at it every day. And it was wonderful. But that made me realize taking the pictures is the only way that we have joy from that trip because they made it as miserable as they could. Thinking back now, we had great times on it. But if we had just stuck to ice cream and pizza, why Disney? Disney to me is the biggest waste of money you can imagine. And it is the single greatest unifier in this country because rich people go there, super poor people go there, everybody, skinny people, fat people. Like it is the greatest unifier in our country. And it's
the common denominator of Disney is that it is Las Vegas for children. So you start out, everybody has this idea of once.
I want to stop you there. Why would children be responsible enough to have a Vegas? That is the most ridiculous concept.
Everybody wants, as at least an American, the idea is once in your life, child, at least, you should be able to have the everything and anything you want right now around the clock. You should have the Las Vegas for children. So there are people who make this a lifestyle, which I really don't understand. But there is a pull in all of us as parents that says to do this means that you have gotten the parenting gold star. You have given the kids at least an experience of the abundant, never-ending excess and see what that feels like. And now get back on the plane, shut up, put your thing on, you're doing your homework, and I hate you, like whatever the thing is. But there is something about this idea of it is the Children's Miracle Network for kids who don't have cancer. It is, we will fulfill any wish that
all
you
of your
have.
Dreams.
All of the parents, all of the adults, all of the animals, all of the fictional creatures are here to do your mystical bidding just for this time period that you're here. So enjoy it, cling to these memories, because that's all you get. So, I on the one hand, that's really provocative. I kind of get it. And I really understand that it's Vegas for kids because we have 3 kids. Disney World is very expensive. It was never going to be something that we could really afford when it made sense. The other thing is you kind of have to time it. It's like Halloween. You've only got a limited window where Disney even makes sense for your kids because they get old enough and they're like, we're going to Disney. And they're thinking, I would rather be like snowboarding or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like when they're just young enough, and when you have a span of kids, that gets a little trickier. So we decided this is where we're gonna take them because they're gonna have the ages that are gonna work, and we're just gonna figure it out, even if we can't really afford it. And if we're going, we're only going once. So we paid out the nose and we stayed in the park, on the monorail, in the place with the lava coming out. We went to the pond. We did all the fucking things, right?
We got the tray of loaded
the whole
poutine.
thing. We got the tray overloaded with fries. We did the whole fucking thing, right? Took boats everywhere, whatever the fuck. So we're there, and at one point, I don't remember what resort we were. What there? You keep bouncing from different. It's all crazy there. So everywhere you go, they want to take a picture of you and then give it back to you to sell it to you.
Right.
Yeah. So we're sort of over this picture thing, but you're all dressed up and you're going to the thing and you're waiting in line anyway. And the kids are little. And so we get in line for the picture. And I'm trying to get everybody set up in the picture and standing in the right way. And they've got handlers moving you and this and that and the other. And the middle one, the one now who currently has got all these missing assignments, right? He's just being a dick, right? He's just acting up and not acting up in a... Let me say it like this. He was misbehaving for a joke, right? So he was playing. He was doing that thing where I'm going to mess up this picture. I'm going to mess up this picture. I'm going to mess up this picture. Which is, okay, you're a kid. I get it. I didn't get it then. Right. I was day 6 of a whatever 7-day, my whole life in retirement, and I don't get to have a house because of you. Like it was just too much, right? We're going to go eat this shitty meal that I don't want because it has a macaroni and cheese fountain or whatever the fuck we're getting ready. Okay, so I'm sitting there. Yeah. And so I'm trying to get everybody, and I'm doing that smile like I'm going to fucking kill you. And so I'm looking around trying to get everybody set up. And lo and behold, the guy snaps the fucking picture before anybody's ready or smiling. And I look up and he's laughing. And then he looks down at that little shitball child of mine and winks at him. So somewhere in the annals of Walt Disney photo lore, there's a picture, I'm sure, of my family with me looking like a crazed banshee and my son with 2 middle fingers up and the guy laughing. And he took that picture because it was fun for the kid. Like for the longest time, I thought he took that to embarrass me. But no, he was there for the kid. This kid wants to make a joke in this picture, and I'm going to make this happen because Disney magic. Yeah.
So when the staff goes to clock in, they take their time card, they clock in, and they touch your picture of the crazy moms
I'm on the Christmas reel. I'm on the Christmas reel along with like
there to amuse.
I'm sure they have like kids dangling from roller coasters with broken arms. I'm sure they have some. We're one of those families. I guarantee it. And I never saw the picture, but it was this moment, right? It was like, I guess I imagine how little girls must feel when they go to that everyday Main Street parade where the princess comes by and gives you a high five or a candy cane or who knows, and they just go, wow! Yeah, for mine, it was double fingers up in the middle of the sneaky picture. Yeah.
Attaboy.
Shit.
And he winked at him.
Yep.
I mean, it is the happiest
and just
place
for the
on
sake of Disney, I'll say. And then they got us all assembled and waited as long as we needed and took a couple of nice pictures. So I mean, it wasn't like the whole thing where I need this braga. Like I'm not that person anyway. But still,
I know adults who still Disney. I know adults who registered for their weddings and they wanted the Mickey Mouse,
I worked with some
toaster.
People like this, and I think, but you're like a senior VP. Why do you have like cartoon cells framed and hanging in your home? That's like $1 million home. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
And I only know this because we're there having cocktails with a client. Like, what has happened?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I don't know.
I mean, if it's your job, I do know someone whose job it is to plan Disney vacations for other families. They'll have a conversation with you, find out what you like, and they will set you up at your room. The person who gives you your full itinerary for the week. Great. They're paying you. I'm fine with it. You can't be that age and still get excited about going to the grotto to see Ariel. And like, it's so ghetto. Like, it's so, if you're not a child, it's ridiculous that you have these feelings.
Here's the thing I don't understand as an adult. Once you have reached the ability, financial, professional level of life, whatever wise, once you've reached the ability to scratch that itch, why is it not scratched? Like, how many visits is it going to take for you to get your princess fantasy solved? Like, if this is something from childhood, or if it's, are you home watching Little Mermaid on Saturday night? Like, that's the part. It's like, when does it not get satiated?
You've been to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. You've already been princessified, which, by the way, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
I don't know.
You know what, dear listener? If you have these feelings, we don't get it. Could you please write in and let us know your obsession with Disney? You're a grown up. You have a chance to go anywhere on vacation. What? You're going where? Mm-mm.
And my kids sort of had to be convinced to go. They weren't. They were like, "Really? Why? There's not There's not Marvel there. What? I don't get it." And then they got there and they soaked in it for a while, and it was like, "Yes, I'm glad to have done this. I get it. I think this is great. And I don't live here. Can we go?" Like it was the perfect.
Can we get ice cream and pizza, please?
It was beginning, middle, end, and don't need to do it again. Thank you, ma'am. So, but they definitely are more about Marvel characters and, monsters and all that kind of stuff.
They should be.
They're not princess people. Not yet, anyway.
Or mice and duck and...
There's still time. Yeah.
So, the lengths we'll go through and prices we'll pay to create memories that really, the live pictures we have now on our phones, if you could press the pictures we took on that cruise ship, you would see, I said fucking sit down, you asshole. Like you would see, thank God we didn't have those live photos back then because whoa.
Well, I'm still doing it. I just told you that we had spring break and it was troubled. We, for a hot second, had plans to go somewhere and then realized very quickly, there's, people in our friend circle are dropping like flies with COVID.
Wow.
Teens and adults alike. And it was like, okay, we're not going anywhere. So we were disabused of the idea that we could all go, even in our protected bubbles, stay in a beach house for X number of, no, it's too soon. We can't. So there was this temporary, we're going to go on a beach. Nope. So spring break did really suck, even without the homework
you
component.
Set up and then disappointed again. Yeah.
Well, this last spring break got canceled because of COVID. This is 2 in a row, and it's not like we have land of the great spring breaks, but it's a long time to go with nowhere for anybody. Really, really long when the kids they're needing it. This when you're an adult. All of the adult years blend together in a different way than when your childhood years do. So it's particularly tough. So you just try to invent new ways around it, and we did. So we've been doing that for this whole time in quarantine, and without very much advance notice or really any idea if it would be a good idea or a big deal or not. The little one trying to come up with something to do. Okay, so on one of these streaming services, the new Godzilla is opening on spring break, right? So I'm like, Godzilla, I don't fucking have. Okay, great.
Kong.
You want to watch it? You want to watch the Godzilla movie? And my head's going, no. And I say, sure. Let's do family movie night. We'll watch it. Great. Well, when does it premiere? Wednesday. Okay, well, let's do a premiere night. And it's Godzilla. So let's do ramen. Okay, great. I'll make the ramen. So I'm making this whole big thing. And then little by little, it dribbles out that it premieres on Wednesday at midnight. I'm already in. This is Tuesday. I bought the fucking ramen ingredients. Okay. What the fuck do we get spring break? Yes. Let's have a movie premiere at midnight. We're doing it. We'll have late night ramen. We'll do the whole thing. Now it's getting fun. Okay, cool. What else are we going to do? Let's do a live stream with our friends since we can't be. Okay, great. So now we got computers set up. So everybody's ready to go. So we're all in it. We're doing it. We're eating the ramen. We're excited. It's getting a little tired. Cleaning up the ramen, making the popcorn. I bought movie snacks. It's going to be great. Sit down. Get the blanket. Even though it's too hot for a blanket, turn the thing on. Get the surround sound. Turn the dim lights on. It's 12:05. Where's the fucking movie? Did you fuck up the streaming service? Do we not have it? Why is it not read the instructions?
No, Daddy has every streaming service.
Cut to 18 minutes later and we're arguing. Where's the movie? Oh, it premieres at midnight Pacific time.
Son of a bitch.
And so we are here in the non-Godzilla time zone. I powered through. I got a 7th grader. I looked at him and I said, we're doing it. You were staying up anyway. We're staying up. Go do some jumping jacks. So we put on the other Godzilla movie that I hadn't seen and watched it. And then we're going to do a back-to-back Godzilla feature, right? A Godzilla feature. And then all the fuckers fell asleep during the first Godzilla. So now I'm awake at 3:15 and it's like the whatever the fuck is happening, right? With the new one coming out. And here I am. And I have the choice of, do I watch it myself to prove a fucking point? I'm just going to have to watch it again with them because they're going to want to watch it. Do I wake them up where they're just dropped all over the house like there was some kind of cyanide pill dropped on everybody? They're just laying in all the surfaces, right? I say, fuck it. Go to bed. Husband, long ago went to bed. He could and he's got to physically go to the office in the morning, right? No, I didn't even mention, fast forward to, there is an 8:20 orthodontist appointment to have braces adjusted. So at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And you're eating popcorn and you're eating the things that you shouldn't be eating before.
And not sleeping, right? Because I was like, when we realized it was not going to air, I said, you're just going to stay awake. We're just going to stay awake all the way through. You can sleep after your appointment. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Nope. Everybody's asleep. So then I go into my bed, and who is sprawled out?
Canine.
All over my bits and parts. Immovable. I got the sheets. I'm trying to parachute him style, trying to hump him off, trying to flip him off the sheet. He's just going, nothing.
How'd you get him out of bed?
I didn't. I climbed into the middle of the sweaty bed and slept in between a hot drooling dog and a snoring husband. It was very unsatisfying. And the next day, I still had to go to that orthodontist appointment and make it happen with people who were cranky and tired. And I had to watch the movie, which I'm here to say was actually quite a delightful movie. And
Was it really?
I'm on Team Kong. Yeah, it's awesome.
I walked out of the first King Kong because when they redid it, because I used to watch them as a kid and I know what happens. So
is there a King Kong with Jack Black or a different King Kong?
A different King Kong.
The one with Jack Black you're not supposed to watch, and Adrian Brody. The other one since then, there's like a string of King Kong, Godzilla, King Kong, Mothra.
I grew up on that stuff.
Right. So these newer ones, for what they are, they're spectacular. For regular movies, you could pass. But for what they are, watch it and you will be happy.
All right,
watch Gorilla v. Kong.
You could have, if you didn't have 3 disgusting children, you could have crawled into any one of their beds.
Well, the one who's away at college, we cleaned that room after he left and then we closed the door. So it's like
that would have been the place
sealed.
to go. I love that it's hermetically sealed.
I don't sleep. We've got a guest bedroom too. I don't sleep by myself.
Really?
Why would I? No. Why would I do that?
I don't have any problem sleeping by myself.
No.
That's crazy to me.
I'm an Italian. I've always got somebody's foot stuck on my cheek while I'm trying to get over. And what's that? Oh, it's a dog. Oh, there's another person. There's just we're like a big mound, all piled on top, limbs, faces.
We call that kittens in a litter.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Or puppies in a litter. You have a question for me here on the board. It says, "Do you read anymore?"
Do you?
So I saw this on our board and I thought, really funny. I realized how dumb I was getting, so I started reading again because I wasn't stupid when I was reading and words came to me better. And I don't feel like listening to books, Audible, is the same as actually reading. I don't feel like it's the same. I can devour a book pretty easily while making challah or doing something around the house. But I cannot. You have to sit and to read is a different set of brain cells that you're using, and I've restarted.
Well, I don't. I have to challenge.
Dumb.
No. I have to challenge that. Just I don't even like saying the word. That's an ableist point of view, but it is. So here's what I want to, because I agree with you, but only in this very specific point. So I just want to make it.
Make it.
If you were seated reading a book, doing nothing else but reading a book, not listening to music, not watching a TV show, not driving a car. You were just listening. You were just reading the book, right? That is identical to sitting, doing nothing else but listening to the book. Instead of having the words go into your brain through your eyes, they go into your brain through your ears via someone else's voice. That is the identical process. What differs is an audiobook allows you to fold laundry and drive the car and wash the dog and ride on your bike. And all of those things you really kind of couldn't do in the same way.
Correct.
With a book. And so that's when it starts to diverge, and it's a very different thing. Agree.
For me, it's different because my difference is active and passive. If I am actively reading a book, I'm reading the book. I'm doing the action. But if I'm sitting and listening, I'll go right to fucking sleep because my brain can go somewhere else. My brain cannot go somewhere else if I am reading the book. And if I can't, if it does, I go back and read that chapter again or that paragraph.
Have you ever had the case where you find yourself in the middle of a paragraph or the middle of a page and you can't say what happened in the previous paragraph or pages?
Amy, I've looked at my watch to see the time. and not seeing what time it was. There's something definitely missing in my brain. Yeah, of course. And I'll go back and read the last 3 sentences, but I'm not falling asleep at the sound of my own voice in my head.
Auditory processing is different for everybody. Some people have that same experience when they try to read a book and they can't not have that experience. Everything they read is like that, or they have other issues.
Yeah.
So to be able to just listen to it is the inverse of what you're saying. Can't sit and read it doesn't work, but sit and listen to it, yeah, all fucking day long. So however it gets into your head, I completely am okay with in that regard.
I mean, we're raising a whole generation of I'm watching TV while on my phone. Like, they are wild, poorly multitasking human beings. So I think the art of sitting and reading a book is not really an art at all.
Well, that was the point that I put this on the board, actually. Do you read anymore? But really, I don't read, and I'm trying to read more because I'm actively trying to stimulate my writing practice, and that's an entirely other sad, not comedy podcast. So reading assists you when you're writing. Sometimes reading can make it harder to write sometimes, but whichever, reading has become very difficult for me to sit and to have the dedicated focus to read something that is not consciously a soap serialized kind of page turner thriller. Books are written these days to keep you turning pages, and even without your participation, right? The book is doing all of the work. Literature, good books, are written where they're challenging you the whole time. They're engaging you. You're invested in it. You're thinking about things that aren't on the page. You're asking questions. You're looking for, it's a different sort of a thing. So but even to read a long form article, I skip ahead. I find myself, I just can't seem to do it. And it comes from not actually doing the reading. So trying to develop this practice of just reading anything, even things that are just the page turner stuff, just to sit there and fucking read it, to get back into the habit of, for 15 minutes, my eyes are going to be on a physical printed page, right? That doesn't involve a scroll bar or click this flashing button or closed captions on the TV or any of this other stuff. And it's hard to do. I'm trying to write something. I'm trying to write something that other people will consume in a form and a format that I don't do. I don't read books the way that I used to read. I would read a book every 2 days. There was a lot of reading going on. And now I couldn't tell you the last actual book that I read in all of quarantine. From beginning to middle, I could tell you a lot that I started and abandoned or went back to reread and read excerpts from, not meaning to read excerpts, just get 3/4 of the way through.
But I could tell you how many times I've seen Pride and Prejudice from my DVR.
Well, I go back to try to read it. Have you ever actually read it?
Yeah, I have read it, and
it's
clunky.
Tough.
It's tough.
It's clunky, and I'm in the throes of. I'm spending a lot of time trying to decode and read Emma, and it's not nearly as entertaining. It's kind of amazing to me that people have made it so accessible to us using film. Part of this too is Little Women. Like all these, I'll put these things on just in the background on the TV, and the conversations that we have about what's that story about with my husband, it makes me so sad. I'm like, you should know, and didn't you read it?
All of these, but all of them, all the movies these kids love and watch are Jane Austen novels, like from just redone. I'm like, you liked Clueless? Baby? Did you like Clueless? Do you like Gwyneth Paltrow? Do you like?
No, Gwyneth Paltrow.
I know you do.
Yes. I know you do. Just got to get that in always. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate you, Gwen. Okay. Yep.
Which came first, the Hummer or the Hummer?
But that's really a question. Is it that easy to answer?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
The blowjob came first.
So when the Hummer, came out, did you immediately think like it was the same to you as if it had been called the blowjob?
No, because I know it came from a Humvee. I know it came from a military use, and it didn't have that meaning at all. I don't want to say coincidence, but it's serendipitous. I don't know what word I'm looking for. But if I read more.
Well, now there is an electric Hummer. So there is a hybrid automobile, and it is an electric Hummer, and they did a massive broadcast campaign where they want to tell you it's still beefy, it's still all the things that it needs to be, and
It's dark and veiny.
I
Is
don't
it dark
mean
and
to,
veiny?
come on, it's a car. And so when they were doing it and talking about it and all the power and strength and I was like, Hummer? Doesn't Hummer mean boner? Has this car been called the boner this whole time? And I've
Hummer's
missed
a
it.
blowjob.
A Hummer's a boner.
No.
I'm getting a Hummer.
Blowjob.
That's a boner.
No.
That's a boner.
No. A chubby and
You
27
have to
million
stop.
other.
You have to stop. You have to stop because this is a show about me not knowing that the car Hummer was basically called the boner car, and I learned it like yesterday on my own because it came to me and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe that this whole time it's been driving around and people have going ew. Like the car was like the BJ 69 model. Like, I mean, how have people so people have been looking at the Hummer and thinking this whole time it's a boner, and now you're telling me a Hummer is not a boner?
It's not a boner. It's a blowjob.
What?
I don't know how to be clearer. A Hummer, the word Hummer is
Let's start
slang
with no.
for-
Let's start with doubt the source. How can you be the authority on this?
How could I not?
It's not. A Hummer is a hard-on. It's like a boner.
It is
It's
not.
an erect penis.
With a person's mouth going up and down and around.
Then why
on
do people
top of
say
it.
I'm getting a Hummer and they do like the hand jerk gesture? There's no face involved. There's no other person.
You do not get a Hummer by yourself unless you're in prison and can bend that way. Just kidding. If you had a rib removed, you need another person for a Hummer.
Stop it.
Or a toy with a suction feature. I don't know. I'm not aware.
You can't be right. This can't be right. I can't have been wrong about the car and the sucking. There's just too many things.
Amy,
I mean, I'm not the world's most sexually
wrong.
Oh my God.
Wrong.
No, come on. Now
Let's
we have to go back to steak and Hummer day. It's
A whole
instead
new
of steak
segment.
and blowjob day?
Yeah, that's what a Hummer is.
No, I'm making that up. Hummer is just a boner. I can't keep saying it and you not believe it. I feel like we're going to keep doing this for 20 minutes and you're still going to look at me with these hands in the air.
I think you're going to need to Google it because
No, I can't Google while we talk. It's just disrespectful. I'm just trying to tell you. Listen. It means boner.
No,
okay?
it does not. It does not.
All right, we'll have to settle this with you being wrong off air. It means boner.
Oh my God, dear
It means-
listener.
means boner. It's super boner. It's boner.
All right,
And I like saying that word. I've just found out. Boner. I like to say boner. Who says that unless you're from the 80s? And
What if-
driving a Hummer, which means boner. It's a boner.
What
'Cause
if
you
we
see this
find out
car and then you're like, yeah, I'm so excited because I'm so strong. I have a boner. That's why they call it a Hummer.
No, you're wrong.
You're just. I don't have a problem being wrong when I'm wrong. I have a
Slang,
problem being wrong when
Hummer.
I'm right.
Hummer, slang, fellatio, in which a person performing the act vibrates their mouth by humming. Slang, a very energetic, lively person.
You're supposed to hum when you give them a blowjob.
That's
There's
where the
too
word-
many truth bombs in this show. I can't keep going. You're supposed to hum? Like, what do you hum? Do they have different songs? Is there
Hummer,
like a
slang,
playlist?
Fellatio, not chubber, boner, nothing of the sort.
Now I've moved on. Are you
Why
humming?
at the end of every podcast we have does it just get good?
You should. I'm telling you, you should always edit it where the end is the beginning. We get a lot more listeners. I'm here to tell you you're wrong and Wicked Dick is wrong, and I'm going to look at all these things and I'm going to go correct it right now.
I cannot wait to see your search history. I'm not on Wikipedia that you can change. I'm telling you, it is common knowledge, which makes you uncommon.
No.
Fugazi, I am telling you, Hummer
Super
means
sad.
blowjob, and I can, if you'd like me to, I'll come up with all of the slang words for a boner, which you seem to enjoy.
Listen now. Listen. Stop it. Listen. Stop it. Listen.
You're wrong.
Stop it. Stop.
You
Stop. Listen.
are
Listen.
mistaken.
Listen. It means boner.
Who taught you this? You're so naive. Who taught you this?
It's not naivete. It's
You're
just
so
the truth.
naive.
No.
You have 4 men who live in your house.
Okay.
4
I
men
don't
live in your house.
I don't discuss these words.
Maybe
with
you
my
should.
men.
Maybe you'd be more educated if you
All
knew.
right. We're gonna have to.
Amy, don't be stupid.
Listen. Stop it. I don't. There are lots of things that I don't know about, and this is not that.
This
I
is
know
that.
about this. I know about this.
I'm going to text your husband right now.
Oh my God.
I would tell you I would text mine, but currently my husband is getting a therapeutical massage.
Oh, a therapeutical.
Cuticle, as in cuticle. He's getting a therapeutic massage right now. I call it therapeutical. But he has an assistant who he has an assistant who's in our calendar sometimes just to see if he can do meetings at other times without having to constantly call him.
Right.
And he puts in massage and I put in rub and tug where he puts massage. Well, he puts therapy.
Right.
And he's like, you have to stop doing that because people see it. I'm like, no. Well, now
everybody
I do it on
does it, doctor. Well, here's the other thing. I know we have to stop, but guess what?
You need to do research.
No, it's even worse
What?
because now people are driving around in the blowjob car.
Yes, correct.
That's even worse.
Correct.
Than just I'm so powerful. Look at my heartbeat. No, now they're talking about
right. That's what you should be offended by, not because it's a chubby.
Not that I'm offended. I'm like, that's so fucking sad. It's like if a woman designed a car and it was super powerful and sexy and awesome and
She
I
called
don't know,
it clitoris.
No, it would be like, erect nipple. Like what it's not even, but this doesn't even count. It'd be the cunnilingo. It would have to be the car, right? That describes the sex act.
Cari lingo.
Well, actually, now that you say it out loud, I feel like I would want to drive that car.
I think I would too.
Okay, I'm
all aboard.
I'm going to electric Hummers for everybody.
Dear listener, thank you so much for listening. If you would like to shame Amy on any of our platforms,
join me in my rightness. Come on over.
She is wildly mistaken. It is ridiculous.
You don't know. Go away, stupid.
Please,
you don't.
Please feel free. Lights out, meatball. Please feel free to jump in and tell her how wrong she is.
You could tell them how red my face is this whole time.
Do love that you loved yelling boner as often as you did to only find out that you were mistaken. That is, Hummer is a blowjob. I think my teenage children know that, and
you're gross, and that's gross.
I think your teenage children know that as well. No. It's just you. Okay, why don't you go to Disney and take your naivete with you and have a great time? I will get you a toaster oven.
2 middle fingers up during the photo. I've had enough of every one of you people.
I'm going to get you a toaster oven that makes Mickey toast. Thank you so much for listening. We love you guys. Please feel free to Shamey. That's what we're going to call you. Shamey. Yeah, Shamey, Amy.
It fits. It fits. That's it. I'm saying goodbye.